Welcome back, guys. This is all about Arsenal, and today we have some sad news, but I think there could be a glimmer of hope. And we all know this about Martin Ødegaard, as you can see from the thumbnail. And apparently a few news outlets are saying that he suffered a big injury blow and he's reportedly out till December. So it says the Gunners captain is said to have suffered a setback in his recovery process and could miss more matches than expected. As we know, he suffered that ligament damage to his ankle during those pointless Nations League, whatever it is, match. That was Norway against Austria. I can't remember which one it was, but it looked bad. It looked painful, but things were a bit hopeful. We were expecting to see him by November. He did release a video on Instagram when he was doing a bit of mobility work. He was running, jogging on the treadmill, and it was like, whoa, that was a sight for sore eyes to see, especially when we saw how he hobbled off during that international game. But it says Gunners captain said to have suffered a setback in his recovery process and could miss more matches than expected. A few things to actually draw out from here. Number one, it says he suffered a setback in his recovery process. But what does that mean? I think sometimes we have to read between the lines. Does it mean that he's done more damage to himself in his recovery process? Or does it mean that after reflection from experts and analysis, he's probably far behind than what we expected? I pray it's the latter, not the former, only because if he's done further damage because he's been working as hard as he can to get back in shape and get back to full fitness, then that's probably worse, because that can come with other issues if he's overdoing it. But it could be just that it was misdiagnosed, or there was a misanalysis, the wrong analysis occurred, and now it's come out that he's going to be, he won't recover in the time frame that he thought he would. So it says that he could miss more matches, and that's a key word, could. It doesn't mean he will. So as we know with these injuries, like I said, I use Mikel Merino as an example. It was said that he was going to be out till about mid-October, end of October, but he's been playing games. He featured at PSG, so he's back earlier. But then it depends the type of injury, and it depends the person. It depends on the person, and it depends on their body. So we know that ankle injuries can be a nasty one. So it reads here, as per report in Football London, Ødegaard was previously expected back in November, but is now set to stay on the sidelines for another month. The Norwegian suffered an injury while on international duty, as we know, with Norway in September, and he's been out since then. I can't believe it's been that long. We're literally coming up to mid-October, and this felt like ages. I'm not sure how you feel. Please let me know in the comments. He sent updates to fans earlier this month stating he was doing well in rehab, and we saw the pictures. It looked like he was doing well. And yeah, now all of a sudden, we have this issue. A few positives. Number one, it's always important that Arsenal as a team are able to adapt without certain players. And it's hard when it's one of our key players like Martin Ødegaard. But in the previous couple of games, we've shown we can. Southampton, we did it. Leicester, we did it. We had Ødegaard. No, we didn't have Ødegaard for Man City. We didn't have Ødegaard for Tottenham. And see how we've done despite that. So Arsenal is a resilient team, and they've got an uncrackable mindset at the moment. So do I think Arsenal can go on and win more matches? Yes. And why I say that, we've got that solid back line. The midfield was a bit shaky, but now with Merino in the mix, I believe as he gets more game time, gets more fit, there's going to be more stability. Obviously he needs time to settle in, but he's a professional. So I do expect that will bolster up the midfield. Like I said, it's important that Arsenal are able to adapt without him, and I think we're doing a wonderful job. And it's going to give other players an opportunity to step up, like Ethan Nwaneri, for example. It's going to give him an opportunity to shine. Yes, people are going to say this is why we should have kept Emile Smith-Rowe. Completely agree. We let go of Fabio Vieira. Two players that were creative and could have filled in that role. They're gone. So it's a lesson to learn for Arsenal, but all's not lost. Despite that, we are third on the table. We're 1 point behind Liverpool, who are the leaders, and we're same points with Man City. So I think there's positives we can take. The key is that we need to take each game at a time. I think sometimes, and even I do this, we have the mentality of going, oh my gosh, we've got Liverpool, we've got Man United, which I don't believe will be much of a threat at this stage, but they can pull surprises, and our mind can wonder and think, what we're going to do. I think the key for Arsenal fans, is to take each game at a time. And I believe that is the key. And Arteta's got enough wisdom, enough skill, understanding, and he's got the players. Even without Ødegaard, we still got, Wanyeri obviously doesn't start, but we've got Saka. And I know there's been fresh reports about Saka. I personally think he's all right. I think it's more him managing himself. I don't doubt that he didn't feel something, he didn't feel some type of tweak, but he knows what's at stake. If he feels something, come off. There's some players who will feel something, but they'll continue going on. He's like, this ain't worth it, especially with what they've seen that's happened to Martin Ødegaard. So it's all about management now, especially for these international games, which are just pointless. But yeah, that's it. That's it on Martin Ødegaard. I'll be keeping very, very closely aligned with this story as well. But before I go, I need to give a shout out to my daughter. She does all my edits at the moment. So yeah, I've been promising I'll give her a shout out. So Serenity, there's your shout out. But thanks for joining this one. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.